You're watching East Midlands Today, and this weekend the service and sacrifice of our soldiers, sailors and airmen will be recognised with a series of events to mark Armed Forces Day. Well, here in the East Midlands, the first of those events is taking place in Leicester tonight. The band of the RAF Regiment are playing a fundraising concert at Montfort Hall. Well, our reporter Jeremy Ball is there. Good evening, Jeremy.
Hello, Dominic. Yes, here at the Montfort Hall, they're making last-minute preparations for the kind of concert which used to commemorate military history. These days, of course, it's much more topical. In fact, just today I've been down at an army training camp with around 100 soldiers from Leicestershire who are preparing to go out to Afghanistan. They've been training in this mock Afghan village, patrolling, learning how to look for those deadly IEDs, of course. And from the end of this summer, they're going to be on 48-hour notice to fly into Afghanistan. Now, the Royal Anglians are a very close, tight-knit battalion. In fact, 3 of the soldiers I spoke to today come from the same street on the Saffron Lane estate.
Got the Afghan village here. There's a number of villages around this training area. From the villages even down to the casualties that we're having to deal with. I mean, I went into one the other day and it was like, whoa, Jesus. You know what I mean? It was really realistic.
Real-life amputees what have already been to Afghanistan and Iraq, which have had obviously legs basically amputated.
And so the training's very realistic, and it's a worrying time, of course, not just for these soldiers, but for their relatives as well. And in fact, there's one organisation right here in Leicester which helps service personnel and their families. It's called the RAF Association, and as Geoff Maskell reports, it's never been busier.
Andy Lewis is a hands-on dad, and with a toddler like Ethan, he certainly needs to be. Andy and his wife Amanda have both served with the Royal Air Force for the last 20 years, and going away is just part of the job.
Done previous tours. I mean, I've been to Iraq, I've been 2 previous tours of Afghanistan, but this tour was particularly poignant because it's the first time I've been away with 2 young children. Obviously Ethan's 2, just over 2, and my little girl's 6 months.
I've had children, it's just been so difficult. I've been out to Iraq and I've still, found that easier than looking after 2 children on my own.
And that's where the RAF Association comes in, with practical help for the partners and families left behind.
That's it.
Our RAF personnel serving in places like Afghanistan are incredibly brave. They do an amazingly brave job out there. But I think people often forget about their families, and they show a great deal of courage too.
For 80 years, the association has worked with veterans, providing respite and residential care. But increasingly, their work is focused on serving personnel.
I think it was really important for my little boy to actually hear his dad. I really wanted Ethan to, know his dad was still around, really.
Before his last deployment, Andy was able to record a bedtime story for his son.
I was concerned in the back of my mind that Ethan wouldn't remember me.
Hello, Ethan. It's Daddy.
He knew exactly who it was when it came on, and he stopped what he was doing and was pointing at the stereo saying Daddy, Daddy. So that made me feel fantastic whilst I was over there that that he hadn't forgotten me.
A bedtime story seems like such a little thing, but for families separated for months at a time, it makes a huge difference.
Well, as you can probably see, people are starting to arrive here at the Montfort Hall for tonight's concert. It starts at 7:30, sorry. The organiser's Malcolm Goodman, hello, who's with me now. First of all, what's actually going to be happening here tonight?
Well, tonight we have a concert called Music for Heroes, which came about a year ago when my son-in-law was posted to Afghanistan. He's an RAF musician, as I used to be, and I felt I wanted to organise a concert to raise some money for Help for Heroes, and tonight's the culmination of 12 months' work.
And why do you think it's so important to do this?
Well, we hear so much about the tragic loss of life of our servicemen in Afghanistan at the moment, and we also need to think so much of those who come back with traumatic injuries, and if we can raise the profile of their needs a little bit, then I think it's worthwhile, and tonight's concert will do that.
OK, Malcolm, thanks for joining us. Well, do stay with us here in East Midlands Today. We'll hear just a flavour of that music before the end of tonight's programme.
We will. Looking forward to that, Jeremy. Thanks very much indeed. That is about all from us, though. Back now to Montfort Hall in Leicester, where the Music for Heroes concert is taking place tonight. And what a lovely night for it too. Here's just a taste of what the audience can expect from us. Good night.